Welcome to Little Eon of Horrors, the pod that puts kids into horror. Hello, everybody. Today we have a special guest. It is my cousin Daniel again.
Hey guys, it's me.
And also my father Derek.
My father.
My papa.
My father.
Yeah, I'm here running the board for you guys. Yeah.
So Daniel, I have a question for you.
All right.
What
I have an
has-
answer for you.
What have you been doing lately, and what are you trying to be for Halloween?
I've been to school. I've been
Yeah.
to marching band rehearsals. I
Nice.
do that. I've been to my house. I sleep there. I have to be there. And in the last question, for Halloween, I'm gonna be this thing called SCP-1471. It's
Okay.
like a
Mallow.
cursed. It's also known as Mallow, and it's like a cursed phone app that you can download. And when you download it, you can't uninstall it. And these strange text messages start showing up on your phone.
Oh, that's creepy.
It takes like pictures of like places you've been, and in the background there's this really scary looking creature with like all black fur and like a canine skull head.
Oh, cool.
And eventually it's like so close to you, it's like got an arm over your shoulder. It's real creepy.
That sounds creepy.
It is.
So you just ordered your mask?
I did order the mask from Amazon. It was $40, but it's made of a good material, so it'll last long.
Good.
It's
quality.
made of resin,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Yeah. What about you, Ian? Didn't we go to Spirit Halloween last weekend?
Yeah, and I was thinking of being a killer clown, but Dad said no.
No, I didn't say no. I just said think about it because I didn't know. I didn't know if your heart was into it. So I wanted you to think about it before we dropped money on a Halloween costumes.
So
So it's up to you.
I also got Kill Clown's blankie, and what I'm wanting to be for Halloween is like one of those like inflatable dinosaur things, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Swag.
Swag. What does that mean within the context of this conversation?
Means
Cool.
drip
Dinosaur costume is very
It's
cool.
it's-
It's like widowy,
It's
flagging out.
It says how.
Okay, cool. So, do you guys watch anything scary besides this lately that you want to talk about? Or has anything scary happened to either of you?
I've been listening to the podcast lately.
Oh, my podcast? Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You listen to it to go to bed every night.
Yeah.
That might not be a good idea.
Yeah, well, it's the horse is already out of the barn on that one. So,
Yeah.
is that it, Ian? Nothing else?
I've also been playing soccer,
Oh, okay. You have been playing soccer.
and
Did we go for a long run today? That wasn't fun.
I did a 5K.
This morning, yeah.
Oh, I did one of those before.
And preparation for Coach has you doing a 5K on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to prep for it.
Yeah.
That's fun. All right. Yippee indeed. Daniel, what about you?
All right,
Watching
so-
anything scary or a scary thing happen?
Well, this isn't really scary because it was a dream, but it was a very weird dream. I was volunteering at like a day out with Thomas to supervise like a self-driving bus that was meant to look like the character Bulgy from the show. He's a double-decker bus, and he's a big jerk.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But a bunch of kids went in them, and I had to like drive behind the bus. It was a self-driving bus, like I said earlier. I was driving behind it on the road, and then somehow that bus and my car, we got teleported into the Middle East. The bus that used to be Bulgy turned into like a military-looking bus, still full of kids. And my new goal, instead of watching over the bus, making sure it doesn't crash or anything, was making sure the kids don't get kidnapped by the Taliban. I
Okay.
have no idea how I came up with that dream, but it happened.
Are you watching too much news, Daniel,
I am-
before you go to bed?
I don't watch the news like at all
Yeah.
because I don't really. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care, but
It's fine.
It's whatever.
You're a
It's
teenager.
Yeah.
You got other things to worry about.
I got more important things to worry about. Yeah, like what I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
That's right. That's more pressing than the world's current affairs. Yes.
Like
Exactly.
when you're gonna pay your taxes and stuff.
All right. No, you guys don't know anything about taxes.
Yeah,
It's fine.
You don't have to pay taxes.
I do.
right.
No, you
want
don't.
to.
All right. That's a scary dream. What
Yeah.
about you watch anything scary lately?
Not really. I haven't really
Okay.
had time to watch anything. With
Yeah,
all-
you're a busy boy.
Yeah, I
Just
got
like
a bunch of homework.
Ian. Yeah,
A
high
bunch
school
of
is
it. Oh yeah,
high school's the worst.
high school. You got a buttload of homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're ready to get into Poltergeist. We've started a new segment on this show. If anyone listened to the last episode where we had Ian's Spooky Campfire, where Ian tells the tale of the movie that we watched. But before we jump into that, I just want to give a little background on the movie, if that's okay, guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Do it.
Ian, is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So Poltergeist is a 1982 American supernatural horror film directed by Tobe Hooper and written by Michael Griess, Mark Victor, and Steven Spielberg, who also produced it. Budget. This is the fun. What
Oh,
do
here
you
we go.
think
Well,
the
I think-
budget was on it?
When was the movie made?
The movie was made in 1984. The budget on Poltergeist in
All right, I'm gonna
1984.
say 1,500,000.
1,500,000. Ian, what do you think the budget? Poltergeist. What do you think the budget was?
I would
No.
say maybe $4 million.
$4 million. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Budget for this was $10.7 million.
I was closer.
Wow.
I was closer.
You were
Wow.
still way off. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. So 10.7 million. So if the budget was 10.7 million, Daniel, how much do you think it
Box
made?
office. Well, if it was successful, it has to make more than 10 million. So I'm gonna say double that, 20 million.
20 million. What about you, Ian?
I'll say 25.
25 million? A little bit more? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
$121.7 million.
I mean, the FNAF movie got like 250 million.
Yeah, but also inflation.
Yeah, at the time, money spent and money earned. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Box office, 121.7 million.
I was closer.
Yeah, they're very safe play that with you going slightly higher than Daniel's. Next episode, we're gonna have you guess first. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So Rotten Tomatoes score on the tomato meter, 88%,
That's pretty good.
and an audience score, 79%.
That's
Yep,
also
yep.
that's
Sort
a
of in the
little bit
wheelhouse.
iffy.
People like it, and so do the critics.
Like Tammy and the T-Rex.
There you go.
And
Throwback.
Mother.
And what else?
And Mother.
Mother. Oh, the Darren Aronofsky film. You've never watched that. All you know about it is from what you've heard on my podcast. Poltergeist is starring Heather O'Rourke as Carol Ann, Jo Beth Williams as Diane, Craig T. Nelson as Steve, Dominic Dunn as Dinah, and then Oliver Robbins as Robbie. That's the family. We've made it, guys. Here we are. So this is the part of the podcast where everyone has to pull up their camping chairs, get the s'mores ready, because it's time for Ian's Spooky Campfire. Ian, take us away.
Steve and Diana Fearing move into a new neighborhood in Chester Verde, California. Steve is a successful real estate agent, and Diana looks after their three children, 16-year-old Dana, 8-year-old Robbie, and 5-year-old Kara Ann. Late one night, Kara Ann starts talking with the family's television, and while it's on post-broadcast static, the next night she again fixates on the television, and a ghostly right hand emerges from the screen, followed by an earthquake. As the family is shaken by the quake, Kara Ann says, "They are here."
The following day is filled with weird events. A glass of milk breaks, silverware bends, and furniture moves on its own. These happenings seem harmless, but soon grow sinister. During a severe thunderstorm, the backyard tree seemingly comes alive. A large limb crashes through Robbie's window and pulls him outside into the pouring rain and attempts to devour him. While the family rushes outside to rescue Robbie, Carol Ann is pulled into a portal inside the closet. After saving Robbie from the tree, which got sucked into a tornado, the family frantically search for Carol Ann, only her voice to call out from the television.
Parapsychologist Martha Lesh arrived with team members Ryan and Marty to investigate. They determined there is a poltergeist. Polter means playful, and Geist means ghost in German.
Okay, fun fact.
Okay.
Fun fact in the middle of your spooky campfire.
Actually, polter means loud.
Okay.
And ghost, so it's a loud ghost. Involving multiple ghosts. Meanwhile, Stephen learns from his boss, Lewis, that Chuesta Verde developed was built on a former cemetery, and the graves were moved to a nearby location. Dun, dun, dun.
Dana and Robbie are sent away for safety while Dr. Lesh calls in Tangina, a spiritual medium. Tangina determines the spirits are located in a different sphere of consciousness, just like me in my first period. Because, like 7 a.m., it sucks. And are not at rest. The spirits are not at rest. They are attracted to Carol Ann's life force. Tangina also detects a dark presence that she calls the Beast, who has kidnapped Carol Ann and is manipulating her life force in order to prevent the other spirits from crossing over.
The entrance to another dimension is in the children's bedroom closet and exits through the living room ceiling. Diana, secured by the rope, passed through the portal guide by another rope previously threaded through both portals. Diana retrieved Kara Ann, and they dropped through the ceiling to the living room floor. Covered in weird goo, red jello. As they
Yummy.
recovered from the ordeal, Tangina proclaims, "This house is clean."
Shortly after, the Freeling family have nearly finished packing to move out of the house. Before the family is to leave, Stephen goes to his office while Dana is on a date, leaving Diane at home with Robbie and Carol Ann. You think it would be over, but the Beast ambushes Diane and the children, aiming for a second kidnapping attempt. The unseen force drives Diane to the backyard in the pouring rain, where she stumbles into the flooded swimming pool hole. The most controversial scene where skeleton corpses and coffins float up around her in the muddy hole happens, and Diane crawls out and rushes back to the house. She rescues the children, and they escape to the outside as more coffins and bodies erupt from the ground.
Stephen arrived home to the mayhem and realizes that only the gravestones were relocated. The development was built over the abandoned graves. The Freeling jumped into their car and collect Dana just as she returns home. The Freelings flee Chuesta Verde as the house implodes into the portal while Tangerine and Lewis and stunned neighbors look on. The family checks into a room at Holiday Inn where Steve quickly removes the TV, even though that was not the problem the entire time.
And that was our spooky campfire. I hope that everybody can sleep safely tonight. And now it's time for Daniel and Ian to give us their pros. So,
Spoiler alert.
What's a spoiler? We just told the whole movie. What's
Yeah.
spoiler?
What spoiler alert? Oh no, we're gonna spoil the movie. Too
Spoiler
bad we
alert,
read it before.
We just read the ending.
We just read the whole movie.
All right, so Daniel, tell me your
Yeah.
pros.
All right, my pros are some of the CGI looks good, like when the storm is rolling in and the beast. The beast looks good. The practical effects in that movie are amazing.
Yeah.
I would say they still hold out to modern standards, and in fact, they actually sometimes look better than modern standards. I also like
Tangina.
Tangina was cool.
Yeah.
I liked her. She was good. And the concept's pretty fun. Supernatural stuff. It's great for horror movies.
Yeah, I think the idea of this house being built on an unmoved graveyard and them all popping up at the end is
that's
super cool.
It's great.
And it's great that, you know, a lot of horror films, it's tough for them to be PG-13 and have a bite to them. Even a lot of modern horror films will be PG-13. It feels a bit toothless. I don't think Poltergeist is toothless at all. I think it's a tough movie.
Agreed. Even
Even for a kid as young as you, Ian, to watch it is a pretty big on-taking. So I would agree, Daniel.
Example of PG-13 horror movie with no bite, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It's got
Actually, I thought that was pretty good. But
it has a good story.
Yeah.
But it's not really that scary.
Ian, what about you? What are your pros for Poltergeist?
My pros are the same as Daniel, but I have a lot of cons.
You have a lot of cons
You
for
have a lot of
this.
cons.
Interesting. For me, I remember watching this as a kid. I think I watched it on TV. Obviously, I didn't get some of the cool scenes that we might talk about later in like kills or scares.
Right.
There
But-
wasn't any kills.
Well, there were no kills.
Yeah, but some of the scares or whatever. But yeah, I think I agree with you. Some of the the beast looks super cool.
Yeah, that looked good.
I think the portal and like when the doorway to the closet opened, that looked great. Like
Which one,
little,
the lights or the tentacles?
Yeah, the little tentacles that were like
Those were
coming out of the
cool.
doorway, and then when it opened, it was just like this tube. It almost looked like, you know,
Yeah.
when you watch those videos of people who get like the little cameras down their throat to like check something, it almost looked like someone's throat.
I
It was
got that
crazy.
down my ear one time.
Oh yeah, one of the
Yeah.
cameras. Oh, that's crazy.
Because one time I thought like one of the rubber pieces of an earbud got stuck in my ear, but that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how did you guys feel about like the false ending? So Carol Ann was saved. We thought everything was good. The next day, there's the moving truck. We still had like 15 minutes left in the movie, so like it was kind of a false ending. Did you guys like that, or were you like, I wish it could just end and they left?
I'm glad we saw the monster.
Yeah.
Oh no, we know
The beast. Yeah.
the beast, the beauty.
Yeah, the beast was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we talked. How did you feel about like the false ending?
I liked the false ending because as soon as Carol Ann is saved, you're put on this sense of, oh, we're all good now. Guess the credits are going to be long because we still have so much of the movie
yeah,
left.
exactly. Yeah.
They're all moving the next day. You think, oh, we're good to go. But then no, because Diana's like, all right, we're going to stay at the house one more night.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to book a hotel or anything.
Yeah, Dana was the only smart one. She was
Yeah.
so quick to be out of there quickly.
For real. She stayed at her friend's house.
Yeah.
The dad was kind of smart at one point because he was like, okay, no one goes in the kitchen until I find what's going on in this house.
Yeah, that's right. He barred everyone
That was a
from the
good dad
kitchen.
moment. That was good.
And then one of our poltergeist investigator guys had a heck of a time, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on into cons. Daniel, what
All
did you
right,
not like
so-
about
Can I
Poltergeist?
start cons?
That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ian,
you
take it
start
first.
cons.
Yeah.
So my cons are that what you saw in the movie is not how a poltergeist actually acts. It does not kidnap your children. It is a ghost that wants your attention because it's usually like, stare at me. I want you to look at me. I want you to know that I exist. And I want you to know that I exist for the rest of your life.
So
That's
it's looking
what-
for reactions.
yeah.
A real poltergeist.
That's what a poltergeist does. They
Okay.
want someone to notice them, and they like to get attention. Also,
So they're not looking for kidnappings and children's souls.
Well, I kind of disagree with that because wouldn't kidnapping someone give you a lot of attention?
yeah, it definitely got the attention. They had to
It
hire
did, yeah.
Tangina to get Carol Ann
And
out of there.
the ghost investigator people.
That's true. Yeah, there was a lot of activity in that house
Oh,
after
yeah.
after they got the family's attention. But okay, so Ian didn't like that. He didn't feel it was like a real poltergeist. Was there anything else you didn't like about it, Ian? Before we go to Daniel,
3 people died after the making of this movie.
we can get into that later in like interesting facts. We can talk about that. But yeah, go ahead.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
People
guys.
died in real life.
Yep. As they all do.
Yes. All right, Daniel, what about you? Cons?
All right, so my cons are they're a little bit different than Ian's because
Careful.
yeah, careful.
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure, but
That was
anyways,
the poltergeist.
so what I was saying about this, some of the CGI in that movie being good, like the visuals of the beast and the storm rolling in, those look good, but some of the stuff that didn't look good was also CGI.
Yeah.
Like the ghost hand going out of the TV and all like the near the end when there's like the yellow lights hitting that dude.
Yeah, the boss, Lewis. Yeah.
Those look real corny now.
Mm-hmm.
Although the one light in like the closet when it was like all flashing and stuff when when they were sending the rope through there, that looked good.
Yeah,
That's probably one of the coolest shots in the whole movie.
Yeah.
That and the steak that moves on the counter, that's a really good shot.
Oh, that was gross too with the maggots.
Yeah.
And then there was and then right after the dude's ripping his face off in the sink, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But those are really my only actually no, wait, no, because the people are also stupid. The only one that isn't but that's like kind of how all horror movies are. They got to be stupid for the plot to happen.
Can I show an example?
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
like there was this one horror movie where these group of guys go to like cave and
they're
they all
stupid.
die. Oh, you can easily escape that from just going like, I'm gonna go to the Pizza Hut downtown and hang out with the boys.
Why can't you go?
But
Papa
no one wants
John's?
to watch that movie. No one wants to watch a movie of a guy
Exactly.
just going to a pizza place. So we want in these movies, we want these people to go to these scary places and get stuck in these terrible situations. Otherwise, I mean, what are we doing going to the movies to watch guys go deposit checks at the bank? We want these bad decisions.
Yeah, but
No.
the people in the movie were stupid, but that's like really any horror movie. I don't really like that trend with horror movies. Like I think it would be a more interesting watch if the people actually had some brain cells to them. But
There's movies out there.
There were some smart people in that movie. Dana, she was pretty smart because she was like, frick this house, I'm out of here. I'm staying over at my friend's house.
Yeah.
Like the whole time. She like stayed at her friend's house the whole time in that movie.
Yeah.
And then when they were leaving, she was like, what the heck is the house doing? As it was imploding. And then they're like, get in the car. And she got in the car and they got out of there.
Well, she took like 20 minutes.
She's
like, what is happening?
well, if your house was imploding, Ian, what would you do? What would you do if your house just started imploding while you were on the outside watching?
I would go in the car.
It would just be like, I'm in the car, peace, instead of just screaming on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Because
it.
you'll probably get ran over.
I would be nervous.
By
If I saw my
John
house
Deere.
getting sucked into a portal, I'd be like, how big is this portal? Is it going to suck more houses? Is it going to suck these cars into
Gonna
it?
suck me?
Yeah, is it going to suck me and my family into it? I don't want that. I get it.
There
I'd jump
is,
in a car and be like, Dad, hightail it out of here.
They should have just left her to die.
Left Dana
No,
to
they
die?
shouldn't have. It's
What?
a family. It's a family unit. You can't leave people to die.
So then we could do some kills.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. So with that segue.
Well, here, wait.
ahead.
I still got stuff. The dad was actually pretty smart because when there was weird stuff happening in the kitchen, like with the chairs and stuff flying across the floor, he was like, no one goes in the kitchen until we find out what's going on. Although Robbie,
yeah.
he was an idiot. He was like, all right, I'm going to go up this tree and I'm going to look over to these storm clouds. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in this tree.
He's waiting it out. He's a real pirate, that Robbie.
That's why he almost got eaten by that tree.
Yeah. Robbie was sometimes not making the best choices. All right, so we've talked about characters, we've talked about cons. Let's get into our favorite scares.
All right.
Daniel,
Well,
is it cool? Do you want to go first?
sure, I'll go
Okay.
first. Well, I kind of talked about this already, but when the ghost dude, when he goes into the kitchen and the steak's crawling on the counter, he drops his wing, there's a bunch of maggots, and then he runs over to the sink, and then his face starts ripping off. That's my favorite scare, and probably one of the most famous ones, too, from that movie. Although something I wish they did when he's looking in the mirror and he has like the fake face that he rips off on.
Yeah.
When he has that on, it hangs on the shot a little too long for me, and you're able to tell, oh, he's wearing a fake mask. If they made that shorter, that effect probably would have been a little bit better, more clean.
There was only one part of that shot where, like, I love that shot too. There's only one part where it looks awkward because like the one hand is like holding up the prop or whatever it is, and it just looks kind of weird. But it is like a 3-second moment where it's like, oh, that looks kind of funny. So maybe if they cut that out and then just like redid it or something else. But I agree that whole moment was great. The steak bubbling up and then dropping the chicken wing with all the maggots, super cool. Ian, did you have any scares you want to talk about?
Also, I won one last con. So
Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. You had another con.
Shoot.
involving a guy ripping off his face. If you look in the background, notes like when that was happening, there was a spray there. I think it was Febreze.
A Febreze for the smell.
No,
I didn't see any spray in the mirror.
Okay.
there was like some spray there, and then when it went back to normal, there was a different spray there.
Okay. So there was inconsistency.
I was
in that scene.
like, the poltergeist really is concerned about its visions for other people.
Yeah, because it's taking things out of a scene and then putting it back or not being very consistent. Okay. What about scares? I think I know your scare because the first time we watched this,
What?
it was with Robbie.
Pooping?
No,
Oh.
it was
He
Robbie.
never did that.
It was Robbie with his clown friend.
How come in every movie and every show, no one ever uses the bathroom?
I don't know.
Because no one wants to see that.
Yeah, just like when no one watches a movie with people going to Pizza Hut. No one wants to watch that.
There might be some weird people that want to see people going to the bathroom, but those people are weird.
That's who I am.
No.
Ew.
Oh, we're gonna have to have a serious talk.
Yeah, give them a talk. Give
Yeah,
them the
we
most
will.
serious of talks.
Ian, let's stay on task. Scares.
Clown.
That's it. What did he do?
So, what was happening was Robbie tried to kill the clown with the power of Chewbacca.
Bauer, he went to throw a jacket on him, yeah.
And then he tried to go to bed, but then the clown disappeared. He was like, what the heck? This is what I get for having a creepy clown in my freaking bedroom.
That's a question on its own. Why was he keeping that clown around? Yeah. But continue on, go ahead.
And the clown choked Robbie. Then Robbie whipped the clown, and Carol Ann stared into the light, acting like a doofus.
Wait, acting like a doofus.
And also, when she was holding on to like the bed, she was making everything worse.
Oh, because she wasn't letting go to be pulled into the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. But, she's a little traumatic. This has happened once before. She's
Well,
a little apprehensive to just let go and go into the portal again.
I think she forgot though, right?
Yeah.
Because
She forgot.
the
Oh,
mom-
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the mom
there
goes
you
like,
go.
she don't remember nothing from
That's
that.
right. There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, guys. Were there any other scares that you wanted to talk about before we move on and you guys
Well-
give it our stabs?
Well, before we completely move on, when Ian was talking about the clown area, why he don't know it's in that
Yeah.
bedroom. Honestly, I think it might be like one of Carol Ann's things.
Oh, maybe that's hers?
Yeah, maybe it's hers because she likes dolls and stuff.
That's true.
And when
And
when her
also-
parrot died,
Also,
she's like, "Can I get a goldfish?"
it was in her bed when Robbie got kidnapped.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
It was in her bed?
Yeah, and he was like,
When he was out, it was when the tree pulled him outside. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, and the clown was
And it
like,
tried to swallow him. That was so cool. Talk about a great effect.
Oh yeah, that was great.
the
yeah.
clown was like on the bed. He was like,
Is this a clown or Carol Ann?
That was just this is just Ian. This
All
is
right.
just Ian being a doofus.
Perfect. Was there anything else you any kind of scares or anything you guys wanted to talk about?
This one didn't really get me, but it is a scare.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about when they were prematurely pulling the rope through the door, and then they pulled out like a giant,
Oh, when
a giant skull. That was cool.
yeah, when the dad was pulling
Yeah.
when Tangina told him no, not yet, and he pulled that like skull head out.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't really scary, but it was cool though.
He was scared. was.
He
very
sure as
scared.
heck was scared. He dropped the rope.
Yeah,
and then he was like, "I'll never let go. I'll never drop the rope." and then he dropped it.
He did drop it. Butterfingers.
Also, the shot where Diana was like when she went back in the house after being in the pool full of actual human corpses.
Yep.
When she got out of there and was running back to save the kids, the one shot where like the hallway extends.
Oh,
that was a cool
that's
shot.
a
Dope shot.
Yeah, the kids were in the room with the light on it and the hallway extended out, and then she was running, and for a second it's like she wasn't getting any closer because of the extension of the hallway. So yeah, that was a great shot. Yeah. Are you guys ready to give it your stabs?
Yep.
I'm ready.
So Daniel, what do you give it out of 1 to 5 stabs?
I'm gonna give it like a pretty good 3.8.
Ooh, a 3.8.
Because there's some bad stuff in there, like some of the CGI is iffy. The people are really stupid. That's really my only cons with it.
Okay.
Then and then everything else
Yeah.
just makes it a 3.8 because it's pretty dang good.
Pretty dang good.
Pretty dang good. You get the pretty dang good.
You get the way. You haven't decked.
That was hurting my ears.
You're talking about us being loud. All right. So Ian, what do you stab it?
I would give it a full point -1.
That's
So a
not a
3.9?
number.
So
a
3.9.
A
Yeah.
3.9. Okay.
So like 1 over what I did.
That's interesting. I think this is the lowest stab you've given. I think you give nothing but
Because
fours.
before I was like 9 and I didn't understand the physics, and I was
There's
like,
no physics in voting.
and also I was like being too soft on every movie. So
Okay.
this
Well, I
time-
like that.
This time I'm gonna be like, if you good, I'm gonna give you a 1.
Oh, all right. You're being a little bit more harsh. That's good though, because you have been doing this for a while. So maybe you're able to critique and find things that you don't like about movies instead of just thinking they're all fun. So that's cool. I'm glad you're getting to that point. So before we pick a new movie for Ian's Wheel of Destiny and Fortune, just some fun facts. I know we talked about the curse of this movie, so I just wanted to highlight some of the things that happened. So Dominique Dunne, who played Dana, was killed by her boyfriend on October 30th, 1982.
She got strangled.
Yeah. And
It's
then
horrible.
Lou Perryman, who played, I think it was Pugsley, the guy, one of the construction workers
All right.
who
Big
put his head in the
Joe?
window.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another of my cons.
Oh, okay.
Why does Dana's mom just let this probably 47-year-old construction worker
Yeah.
like basically catcalling
Yeah.
her 16-year-old daughter?
Yeah. That's
That's kind of weird.
It didn't age well at all.
No, it
and
didn't.
Mom is laughing about it. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and
With
then
our modern lenses on, that can't
and
happen.
then this dude is like stewing beans from her and putting and
Beans!
eating the spoon and putting it back in. That
Yeah.
was the scariest thing in that whole movie.
yeah.
Imagine
that
how
guy's-
much diseases he has.
I know, that
being
guy's-
a construction worker.
That guy is patient zero COVID. I'll tell you
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. Patient
Oh, yeah.
zero. Forget about the Wuhan lab. It was the guy in Poltergeist.
It was.
He a construction worker. But yeah, so he was attacked and killed by an axe murderer on April 1st, 2009. So I think it was a guy knocked on his door. He opened the door and he just started whacking.
That's
with an axe.
crazy.
Yeah. Very violent death.
Yeah.
And then Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann,
Died during the making of Poltergeist 2.
but she died via undiagnosed health issues, and her intestines became infected and burst. This happened on February 1st, 1988, and she was 12 years old.
That sucks.
So there's been a lot of very early deaths with this film and unfortunate passings, obviously, with the construction worker
Yeah.
guy. So
I would
know.
have called Carol Ann's a passing and then
Oh, yeah, she was
construction
12
worker
years
guy
old.
a death.
Yeah, and Dominique
Yeah.
Dominique was young. I think she was like 19, 20.
Man.
Lou was in his 60s. He was an older guy, but still, that's such a crazy way to
It
go
is.
out. This movie, they talk about this movie having a curse, and
There you go.
It's alluded to that the reason this movie has a curse is we have those real bones in the swimming pool scene and the real cadaver
Yeah.
parts. So, yeah,
They got those from Carolina Biological.
is that what you found out? Okay.
Well, yeah, that's where they got the real life human remains because
Oof, that's disgusting.
because what like universities had to do, they didn't have plastic skeletons back then, so they were just like, all right, we're using actual skeletons.
They're like, bet we got this.
All right, class, today we will be cutting open the human skull for fun. Begin.
Yeah. Is that
Just
the sound
starts-
effect?
No, it would
Just
sound. It would
starts-
sound. It would sound more like.
Yeah, you got a little saw thing. Yeah.
Like a kid grabs a hammer, just whacks it. Just kid
Oh, it just broke. You would get an F in class if he was hitting it.
Yeah,
with hammers.
you would get an F.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to Ian's wheel of destiny and fortune. And before we spin the wheel,
spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. Spin it.
all right. So we have to replace Poltergeist first on the wheel. Daniel and Ian, can you guys think of a cool movie?
Poltergeist 2.
Poltergeist 2.
thinking
You
of
could do
it.
Poltergeist 2.
We're thinking of it, but you might want to also
Either
do
that or the original Ghostbusters. That's a good one. Not really a horror movie, but it's pretty fun.
But for your like 11-year-old kids
Yeah.
and stuff, it's a good movie.
It's a good one.
Like we've watched Gremlins. Like that's not really a horror film. It's like a fun like monster little
I
kid monster movie.
I need to see Gremlins.
You have never seen the original?
I've never seen the original
Dude.
Gremlins. I need to see it.
The first one is classic. You got to watch it. The second one is really good too.
All right.
They
all
have
right.
they have a Greta Gremlin.
Oh.
Ian's favorite character.
They got. Why are you making kissy faces?
What in the world?
What in the world?
Ian would date this gremlin probably.
But they have a spider gremlin. They got a bat gremlin. Yeah, it's
A
so
bat-
cool.
The bat gremlin caused COVID.
Maybe that's it. We got a couple patient zeros for the vid. So what do we want to replace Poltergeist on the wheel with?
The council has spoken. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm good with either Ghostbusters or Poltergeist 2.
All right, Ian, you get the final say. Poltergeist 2 or Ghostbusters, the original? What is it?
Poltergeist 2.
Poltergeist 2.
2.
All right. Poltergeist 2.
We get Poltergeist 2 today.
Poltergeist 2. I like it. Okay, cool. So, Ian, would you like to read off the movies that are on your wheel before we move on?
Also, can you stop bouncing on the couch? Because I feel that.
I will hand the podium to Daniel.
All right, so am I going to read this?
Yeah, Daniel,
Sweet.
read them off.
All right, we got Tremors. I've seen that. Trick or Treat.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's what I think we put that on last time. Trick or Treat's good.
Haunted Mansion. Or is it like the new Haunted Mansion?
The new Haunted Mansion.
I've seen that one too. That one's pretty good.
Nice.
The Witches.
The Witches, nice.
The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Goosebumps. Poltergeist 2.
Killer clowns from outer space.
The Wolfman. Oh, oh, oh. And Stranger Things.
Season 4.
Season 4. My least favorite season.
Oh, you didn't like season 4?
No, because what I like about Stranger Things is how season 1, my favorite season, that one has, it's like a sci-fi horror. Season 2 is kind of similar as a sci-fi horror, but the Mind Flayer is introduced.
Yeah.
And when it was originally introduced, I thought it was going to be Will specific because
Yeah.
Will was in the Upside Down for so dang long. And I was like, oh, this Mind Flayer thing is like his like traumatic events messing with his brain, freaking him up.
Yeah.
But then season 3, it's like, hey, we're going to make the Mind Flayer an actual villain and make people walk into a warehouse and explode. There's gonna what else can we add? Oh, the Russians, they're there.
That
now.
was season 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was season 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And then season 4
yeah.
was like, hey, we're gonna do full on
Vecna?
supernatural stuff, full blast supernatural. We're gonna
I
lift
see.
we're gonna lift people in the sky and flick them all around, make them
Ooh, yeah.
explode.
That's the part I'm nervous about because it's pretty brutal.
It's very brutal.
Ian, you haven't seen really. I mean, this was pretty brutal in Poltergeist with the
See, Stranger
guy,
Things. Oh, yeah, his
clawing at his
face.
face. That was pretty brutal. But there's something about
Stranger
people's
Things season
limbs
4.
snapping and their eyes
Going-
being sucked.
Going revert,
Yeah.
limbs going where limbs shouldn't go. It's
Yeah.
very brutal.
So
There was also a heritage unit featured in Stranger Things season 4. It was the Norfolk Southern's Conrail heritage unit. It was literally just in the background of a shot.
what the heck is a heritage? Is that a train?
It's a type of paint job that they put on like diesel locomotives. But what they would do is they would paint like the previous railroad's paint job on their new locomotives.
Oh, I see.
Or like something inspired by the previous paint job. And Norfolk Southern, even though they're not really a good railroad, East Palestine.
Oh, okay.
They do have really good heritage units.
Okay.
And
Cool.
one of them was in Stranger Things season 4.
Well, there you go. Now we know what's going on in the
Yeah.
background of
Yeah.
Stranger Things season 4.
And
And
Metallica
Stranger
is
Things-
there.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Stranger
Dun, dun, dun.
Things.
Go ahead, Ian.
Stranger Things season 5 is being made right now
Yep.
under our feet.
Under our feet. That's right. In the upside down.
And the last year's Universal's Halloween Horror Nights,
Mhm.
Lars from Metallica, being Lars, was like, "No, you can't play guitar to our song
Oh,
in
that's lame.
your
Yeah.
in your Stranger Things season 4 haunted house." Because in the haunted house of season 4, it was literally just what was that guy's name that played
Eddie.
the
It was Eddie.
It was
He was
Eddie.
just up there, and it was
Eddie
just-
and Dustin, they were just standing around up
Yeah.
there dancing
He
to it.
wasn't-
That was it.
Yeah, but he wasn't allowed to touch the guitar
No.
while he was up there. It was weird.
They should have gave him like a fake
Yeah.
guitar that he could have just
yeah.
fricked around
Well,
on. That would have been cool.
Something would have been nice, but here's the thing: recent Metallica is just synonymous with lameness, anyways.
Yeah.
So
It's
they
it's
wrote
all
good,
it's all
they wrote good
Lars.
songs. They wrote good songs back in the day. I blame them all.
It's-
I blame them all.
I blame Lars.
Are we ready to spin that wheel?
All right, let's spin the wheel. All right, so
Spin
what are
that wheel.
Ian?
Spin that wheel.
Is that what we're chanting? Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us when to chant.
Ready, set, go. Spin that wheel. 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 Oh!
What did we get?
What do we get, Ian?
So close to
The witches.
We
We
were
got the
so-
witches.
We were so close to Haunted Mansion, the new one,
Uh-huh.
but we got
Owen Wilson.
the witches.
Oh, the witches. All right, this is a 1990 something movie.
Guys, Lightning McQueen went to the haunted mansion. Ka-chow.
So let me pull up the witches. I think it's 1990. I'm gonna play the trailer, like we do in all these episodes. I'm gonna play the trailer, and the boys are gonna watch it
The
and react
boys.
to it.
And I'm probably not gonna watch.
Oh my
the
gosh,
witches.
it
I
looks
don't
like
know.
they remade this.
Oh, are we
Interesting.
watching the original or the remake?
We were watching the original.
I say the original.
Okay, so here we go, guys.
Fallen.
You probably.
You can hear it in the background.
PG.
Oh, I like that.
I don't. It's gotta be rated R, like a pirate. Is that the witch?
When
you
you
see
get much higher.
From the incredible imagination of Jim Henson and director Nicholas Rogue.
Big
comes a
hand.
fascinating new fantasy
Oh,
adventure,
that's some CGI.
The Witches. For when a little boy accidentally stumbles into their secret world, he finds they've got a lot more power than he ever imagined.
Oh shoot, he dead.
Grandma, it's me, Luke.
Oh,
They turned me into a mouse.
Ew.
Who's the Grand High Witch?
What is
Join
that?
him on a remarkable journey. Now, the witches are on his tail,
Whoa!
and he must scurry around their evil plots.
Oh, this is.
Past every danger.
Oh, this is something. It's the KFC deep fried rat.
He's setting the trap that will save the world from the witches.
You are in for a treat.
No.
Oh, stop them.
Oh, you're not. I might sit this one out, guys. That,
Okay.
That did not. That didn't look appealing to me.
All right, no problem. But before we do sign off, Daniel, thanks for joining us. Ian,
Thank
welcome.
you.
There, Ian. All right, Ian, why don't you take us out?
If you like to follow my daddy's podcast, Little Bracket of Horrors, they're on
Instagram,
Facebook, TikTok,
Talk.
and
YouTube.
YouTube.
Subscribe
So
to
go
the YouTube
check
channel.
them out then. Thank you for listening to Little Ian of Horrors, and I'll catch you on the other side. What's up?
Why are you talking?
Woohoo!
Is that Bruce Lee?
No, that's Army of Darkness.
Army of
That's like a
Darkness.
Japanese poster of it. Evil
Ian,
Dead.
that's not anime. That's a live action dude. You should watch that movie on your podcast. Killer Clowns. Oh, it is good.
It's on my wheel, yeah.
Do you want
And
to
then we have.
join Ian for that one if he lands on
I'll-
Killer Clowns?
We can have
sure.
a full.
You
Just make
listen,
it on a weekend.
Yeah, listen. You. Anytime you want to come on Ian's podcast, you
Yeah.
have an open
I might,
invitation.
yeah. I
Yeah.
might want to be
My mom will-
becoming more of a regular on this podcast.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
for funsies.
what we'll do is if we ever do an episode and you don't care for it and you don't really want to talk about it, you can just dip out. But if I'll always let you know what we got coming
Yeah.
up next. Okay?
But
Big Bill,
Big Bill.
all right, Ian, are you ready for your intro?
the
Yeah.
real one.
Okay.
Yep. Ready.